Welcome back to the Mind Body Project. Thanks for taking a little time to join me today. Just a few weeks ago, my son, it was an exciting day. He graduated from law school. Ever since he was in high school early on, probably the last 8th grade, maybe first part of high school, he realized he wanted to, he knew the career path he wanted. He had an idea of the college he wanted to go to, and he's been working at that ever since really high school. Kind of had his eye on the prize, and this just a few weeks ago, he graduated from law school. It was exciting. When he graduated from college just 3 years ago, he didn't walk the stage because it was during the pandemic. He started law school during the pandemic, graduated college during the pandemic, so there wasn't a graduation. They just did it differently that year, so there really wasn't a graduation. So it was exciting to see him walk across the stage in his cap and gown and get his diploma for law school. Still has to take the bar in just a few months and pass that. Then he's on to his new career as a lawyer, something he's wanted to do ever since he was in junior high, beginning of high school. When Kim and I, my wife, we went to tour the college he was going to 3 years ago, it was, of course, amid the pandemic, so there wasn't anybody there. It was no people around on campus, so we just kind of wanted to, we didn't go in and talk to anybody, we didn't go anywhere, he'd already been accepted, but we wanted to go walk around campus, kind of see what it was like. So we walked around campus, and it was just a beautiful campus. We went to the buildings that were in the law department of law, the law school part of the college. And there's just some real pretty structures, and there was one of the buildings had kind of a stairs. You go to the top, go to the balcony kind of, but it outlooked onto this beautiful green grass. Had this columns, kind of pillars, but it made like a cylinder, and it was talked about the law school and had the name. It was just beautiful. And so we had walked up there, and he was at the rail standing out looking at it, and so my wife took a picture. She took a picture of it from behind, and as he's looking out. And so when he graduated just a few weeks ago, we went to that same area, took pictures down below and all that. I said, hey, wouldn't it be neat if he went up there and took a picture in his cap and gown in the same way? So him and her, they went up to the top as we watched him, because of course all the family was there. And we watched him. He held up his diploma. She got him from behind, holding up his diploma and taking that picture of him in his cap and gown and diploma. And she had posted it on social media. And the caption simply read, "He dreamed it, he achieved it." And at the moment when she was taking the picture, I thought, wow, so proud of him. I remembered us taking that picture before, and I was like, yeah, that's really cool. But when she posted it of him 3 years prior, looking out onto that grass and that structure with nobody down there, both hands on the rail, and then fast forward 3 years, he's holding up his diploma. Lots of people in the grass and by the structure. There's plants. It's just a lot of commotion going on, holding up that diploma, saying he dreamed it, he achieved it. It just really, it moved me and it inspired me. And as I looked at the pictures, I thought, we have a before and we have an after. And I got caught up in the before and the after, like this is where he was in the before, and this is what he's accomplished in the after. And I thought, wow, that's so exciting. I'm so proud of him. It inspired me. I hope it inspired others to go from whatever you're dreaming to achieve it. As I thought more about it, I thought more about that picture, and I thought everybody wants the after. And we look at the before, and then we look at the after. Oh, I'd like to have that after. It's inspiring. If he dreamed it, he dreamed it, he achieved it. How inspiring is that? But then I thought about the 3 years in between that before picture and that graduation day picture. 3 years. And just in how our world had changed in 3 years. He started amid a pandemic. There's nobody out there on the lawn, nobody by the structure. Fast forward 3 years, people are everywhere. There's no mask. It has completely changed from what it was 3 years ago. But then I kind of drew into him and thought about the before and after for him. And I thought, what did that 3 years involve? And as I thought about it, I thought, that is where he walked across the stage, and it was 10, 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. We got some pictures. We celebrated. We clapped for him. And that's gone. That moment, that 15 seconds, what he'd been working for 3 years, all that was gone just like that, because he just walked across the stage. That was the goal. That was the attainment. Now, when he takes his bar exam, that will be all the hard work will go to that, but it'll be done in a couple days, and he'll move on. But I thought about the process. The process. What's involved in the process? What got him from the before to the after? And as I started thinking about that, I thought about how many people, I would think we all would like the before and after. Whether we see somebody that has lost weight, lost over 100 pounds, I've posted before and after pictures. Everybody sympathizes with the before picture. The big guy, the overweight guy, the uncomfortable guy. Then we celebrate the after. Oh, good job, way to go. I want to, that inspires me. But what about the process? What went on during? And as I thought more about Caleb and what he had accomplished in those 3 years, I began to think about what was involved in the process. One thing I thought about was sacrifice. We all want the prize. We all want to hold up the diploma in our cap and gown, whatever that diploma in life looks like, and go, I did it. But what about the sacrifice? What about those 3 years that he didn't go on any kinds of vacations? He had to work and do some jobs he necessarily didn't want to. He had to stay up late and sacrifice some sleep to get some papers done. He sacrificed some mental health, because it's a stressful time. The amount of studying, the amount of writing, the amount of reading, and during a pandemic, add that on to that. That's even more sacrifice that he had to go through to be able to achieve that. And then I thought more about it, and I thought, well, what about, he had sacrifices for sure, and I don't think, when we look at the before and after, and we think about the process, I don't know if we're always willing to go for the sacrifices. For me, when it was, losing weight, I had to sacrifice some foods. I really wanted some of those foods. I had to give those up. I really wanted to maybe not exercise at times, but I still had to exercise. So I had to sacrifice some time to go do that. I maybe had to sacrifice some time, some downtime, some family time. I had to sacrifice some of those things. Maybe not go out to dinner, maybe not to go to family gathering, because I knew it'd be tough. Sacrifices. And as I thought about that, I thought, well, what about successes? And during the process, if all we had was sacrifices, it'd be pretty challenging. It would be tough. But what about when we have micro wins? And I've talked about this before, when we build micro up, we hit the macro. But what about micro wins? Maybe it's just going to class and feeling good that he got the assigned reading done. Maybe it feels good that he got 10 pages of a 30-page draft done. Maybe he just was stuck on one page and he got it. Maybe a micro win is maybe getting a couple extra hours of sleep. So these micro wins help through the process, because we have the sacrifice, and when we get those micro wins, we go, oh yeah, this is going to get me to the next. It'll get me a little bit further. It'll get me a little bit further. And then, with the micro wins, we're also going to have micro losses. And those are temporary defeats. Temporary defeats of maybe oversleeping. Maybe not having enough time to study like he had thought. Maybe for us, micro losses is making not the right food decision. Deciding, I'm not going to go to the gym today. Maybe it's, I'm not going to go take 10, 15 minutes to go talk with this person. some of those are micro losses. They're temporary defeats. And that all goes into the process: sacrifice, success, temporary defeats. It kind of moves us forward. We might have those micro losses, those temporary defeats. They set us back just a little bit, but then we make some success, have a little micro defeat, make some success, and we keep moving the bar. We keep moving towards our goal. So he had a lot of those in those 3 years, but he kept overcoming. In that amount of time, he had a lot of unsuredness. Do I know how to do this? Did I do the right thing? Did I pick the right study group? Did I allow enough time? All of these different factors go into that, and we have the same thing. We're unsure during the process, during the before and after of, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm not doing the right thing at all. I just don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if I should pursue this. We have all of those things that go into that. That's the unsureness. And then and I think this is one of the big things that get us from the before picture to the after picture, whatever our before and after looks like. I just love Caleb's because it was just a picture, a representation of where he started with cap and gown and diploma holding up is a finish. That's a goal. Sometimes, we have intangible successes that necessarily we can't put a picture on, but we know we're hitting our goals and we're getting there. But the important thing in the process of the before and after is the consistency. He faced the sacrifices, he faced the successes, the micro wins, the micro wins, micro losses, temporary defeats, the unsuredness, but he was consistent, kept showing up. When 17 years ago, when I lost 100 pounds, it was about consistency. I had good days, I had bad days, but being consistent, consistently showing up, consistently being there, consistently I'm going to do what I can today. I'm going to do better today. I'm going to try to exercise. I'm going to try to eat better. I can make these changes. I can do that. And he did the same thing through those 3 years, through the process. And I think we all do that. And our process may be longer. It may be shorter. It may be a 6-month process before and after. It may be a 5-year process. A recovering alcoholic, a recovering drug addict. Though that process may look a lot longer. It may have a lot more ups and downs, but if it's consistent, we're going to make progress during the process. And I also had a focus on the goal. When we set that goal, we have to keep it in mind, almost like we're a horse, that is being drawn a carriage, and we have those blinders on. And we can't see anything else. We can't see what's going on outside of our blinders. And because what that does is that helps us keep going straight. We don't see all the mess that's going on. Everything can be going chaos around us. But if we have those blinders right next to our eyes, we can see straight ahead, and we see that goal. It may be, when Kim and I would do running events together, she always liked to know where she was going. So if it was an out and back, she liked to know where she was going and that she was coming right back. If she didn't really know where she was going, she didn't really like it. It really didn't motivate her because she needed an end spot. So if I get here, I'll get there and I can turn around. Or I know I have to go here, and I'm finished. She didn't like that. I'm not sure where I'm going because she didn't know where the end might be or the turnaround might be. So she needed stay focused on that goal of whatever was going to happen, turn around or finish. She needed that. And that's similar to all of us. We need to have that focus on the goal that we can see it, and we go, when we have those micro losses, those temporary defeats, we go, that's okay. It's still right there. I still know what I'm working towards. I still know what I'm going for. And we can work towards that goal. And with the focused goal, we've during the process, we have the sacrifices, we have the successes, and it's important as we have those successes that we celebrate those along the way, those micros, because we keep stacking those micros, and we will hit a macro, which is the goal that we want to accomplish. But through all that, through the consistency, the assuredness, we also have, and this goes with the consistency, is discipline. Are we all always motivated? You know, yes, Caleb was excited to go to college. He was excited to go have that experience at college. He was excited to have that experience at law school. But was he always pumped to do it? Was I always pumped to exercise? Am I always pumped to exercise every day? Am I excited to always eat right every day? No. He wasn't excited to read every day and study every day and write papers every day and learn all the law stuff every day. But it comes down to, and this is what helps the consistency, is the discipline. The discipline gets us there no matter what, because the discipline outweighs the temporary discomfort for the future goal. We may be a little uncomfortable now, but when we hit that goal is when we're going to feel a lot better. He went through all of that process for that opportunity to walk across the stage. 10 or 15 seconds as it may be, that is what he kept going for, of the temporary pain, the temporary discomfort, the micro losses, micro temporary defeats, the micro successes. He kept going through all that for that goal. And now that he's graduated, he still has the bar in a couple months. So, you know, he's already he graduated on a Friday. By Monday, he was already studying again, back on it, because now we have a new goal. We finished that, we hit it. Now we have a new goal. So the before and after process, there is going to be the before process. I graduated law school, but now the after has to be, I'm a lawyer. I passed the bar. So that's a 2-month process there. That's a 2-month before and after. So like I said, before it was 3 years, now it's 2 months. So it looks a lot different depending on what we're doing. The time can be different for everybody. But discipline is going to get us there. It's going to say, you know what? I don't like this. I don't really want to do this. But I know if I do it now, it's going to be better later. We all want the before and after. We all want that after, whatever that after is. We see other people, I want that after. But we forget about the process. And there's no shortcuts from the before to the after. And during the process is where we are made. It's where our character is built. It's where we are learn who we are. So when we get to that after, we can appreciate that. We know what we went through. We know the hard work. We know the discipline, the consistency. Our goal that we stay focused on. We're unwavering from the goal. Our successes, our temporary defeats, the micro add up to the macro. Everybody wants the after. Very few will put in the time and the effort for the process to hit the after. And if you're struggling with the process, I would love to spend a little time with you and help you in that process, whatever that may be, to get to your after picture. You can go to aarondegler.com just to connect with me. I have a lot of opportunities through via email, text, one-on-one coaching, whatever it may be, that we can work you through the process to take you from the before to the after. Thank you for spending a little time with me today. And as I tell my wife Kim every night before I go to bed, it's bottom of the ninth, AA, out.